Hey everyone, so Pete's Pony PA back for another video. I wanted to make this video whilst I'm still in Germany, Hamburg, because it's going to be a dedication video to Billy from the legendary and honourable Game Chasers. And I know Billy unfortunately passed a little while ago, but I just wanted to come on here and speak about when I had the amazing opportunity when I met Billy and Jay from the Game Chasers back in 2014 at ConBravo in Hamilton, Canada. And this video won't be long, but I just want to speak about when I met them. So I arrived at the convention when I was 20 years old, anxious and not knowing how ConBravo, my first ever Comic Con experience, convention was going to be like. I was nervous. I thought they were like I couldn't deal with the crowds, but it was like, this was 11 years ago, so my memory isn't like when I was 20, but it was like the second day of the convention, and I went to a panel that one of the guests was hosting, and I was walking down from out the dealer's room where I met, I think it was like Jay's brother. Was it Melville? I think is the dude's name. And he was so nice and just like very down to earth. And I talked to him for a couple of minutes. He was cool. And I think I was wearing a Game Chasers t-shirt that I bought from them online. Now I think about it, I think I did. And so I was walking to go back to my room down this corridor, and I took a bit of a minute to pause and take a break. And who do I see? The amazing, legendary Billy, God bless him, walking up the hall to where I was, about to go past me. And I said, "Excuse me, I'm a fan and I'd love it if you could like sign my art, as I had a piece of artwork made that I no longer have, that I wish I would have kept. It just got lost. I'm not sure what happened to it. Yeah, it had like Pokemon and it said ConBravo, and it's a nice piece of artwork. And Billy very graciously signed the artwork for me. And I didn't see Jay, but then in my mind I was like, I want to Jay's. Then Billy said, would you like Jay to sign it? And Jay came over and he signed it too. And like I didn't get a chance to really talk to him. I was just starstruck. I saw Billy from the Game Chasers, then Jay, and I was like, I had an overload. I just didn't. I really wished I could have asked them for a picture, but I was 20 years old, and ever since I was a kid, I've suffered from autism, like PTSD, and a couple of other conditions, and I'm just kind of shy, I really wished I would have asked them for a picture, but just being able to meet Billy, then Jay, was absolutely amazing, and like one of the highlights of a convention, I always hold dear to me. And I first started watching the Game Chasers in like 2000. I think they were around in 2011, or was it? I think it might have been somewhere between 2011 to like 2014, somewhere around there. I think it was 2011. I think and I just absolutely loved what those guys did, like bringing smiles to their viewers' faces and entertaining us with their videos and being just legends. And yeah, when I heard Billy passed, it just really struck me. The guy wasn't even that old. He was only in his 40s, and something like that to happen is just awful, But yeah, that's the time I met Billy and Jay from the Game Chasers, and I'll always hold dear that memory of meeting Billy. If only, it was only for a minute or two, So, yeah, but will the Game Chasers continue? Who knows? It's not going to be the same without Billy, but yeah, So Yeah, that's my video. You know, the time I met Billy, and rest in peace, Billy. We all love you, and we always will, and God bless. So, yeah, that's the time I met Billy, the Game Chaser. So, my small dedication to him. So, yeah, but if you guys have, I know I've only got like 18 subscribers, but any memories of like watching the Game Chasers or even have met one of the legends, comment down below. But yeah, that's my video. So thanks for watching, guys. Pete's Penny out.